Analytics section is only accessible to headmasters and deputy headmasters. Clicking here gives you a list of all the high school teachers at your school. Clicking here gives you a list of all the junior school teachers at your school. And clicking on a name gives you the appraisal history for any teacher at your school. Here you have the appraisal report. This shows you the teacher's performance history over time. You can limit which trend in the trend chart you want to look at by clicking any of the buttons. The more data you have, the longer this line chart becomes. This table shows the evaluation criteria the teacher was evaluated upon. E means the average evaluator score, the average assessed by these three individuals. Here you see the comments, which is based on this rating table and the date on which this assessment took place. S is the self-score. S is not used to calculate the teacher's score. It serves merely as a comparison between what the teacher thought of themselves in regards to this criteria and what the evaluators on average thought of this teacher with regards to this criteria. The T-score is based on 50% student performance rating and 50% evaluator rating. If the teacher is a deputy teacher and he or she teaches any classes, we use the average score in the class he or she taught as their student performance rating. If the teacher is a deputy teacher and he or she did not teach any classes, we use the average score produced by all the teachers at his or her level, so high school or junior school respectively. If the teacher is a head teacher, we use the average score produced by all the teachers at his or her level, so high school or junior school respectively, regardless of whether he or she taught classes or not, if the teacher is a head teacher. Down here you have a chart comparing the self-scores in blue and the evaluator's score in purple. Clicking the self-score, you can restrict the chart to just the evaluator's score to see what the evaluators rate this teacher lowest on. Below this, we have three summary graphs of the teacher's quality score. Q score on your left, student performance rating in the middle, and teacher score on the right. Up at the top, we have the grades that were used to compute the student performance rating. The teacher is a headmaster or deputy head that does not teach. We can only show you the ranges: highest marks scored, class average score, and lowest marks scored. Because we don't have the student data, we can't tell you how many students were above average for each cohort and how many students were below average for each cohort. But if we scroll down to here, in term 1, right, so for example, for this teacher, if we scroll down to term 1, when they were a teacher, we can show you how many students are above average and how many students are below average. Clicking on the name of the teacher takes us to their teacher profile. And if they filled out their education and employment history, it will look something like this. Back in the appraisal report section, this button gives us a list of all the terms where evaluations took place at your school. Click on a term to get a ranking of your teacher performance for that term. For example, Term 2 2018. Clicking on any of these names will send you to the respective teacher profile. You can narrow the search results here. For example, just the junior school or just the high school. You can sort the teachers based on their teacher score from highest to lowest or lowest to highest, based on their student performance rating from highest to lowest or lowest to highest, or based on their quality score from highest to lowest or lowest to highest. One important point to note is that because deputy teachers' student performance score and head teachers' student performance score is based on the average of all the teachers at their level if they did not teach classes, then the deputy teachers and the head teachers will have the same score. The pie charts below show you the teacher proportions of how many teachers were good or bad and unacceptable. Based on their T-score, based on their student performance rating, and based on the quality score. The table below shows us the rating scale. Finally, we have a trend chart, a trend bar chart, showing the number of teachers that were good, bad, and satisfactory, based only on the T-score or the teacher score for each term. It is a scrollable chart, as you can see. So the more data you have, the longer the chart becomes.